Hey YouTubers, welcome to my video. This is going to be an update video of the switch box that I did in the first video. So here it is here, just with the labels on. Now what this is we're going to have main power coming in one side from a main power source, and then we're going to have a backup power supply coming in from a backup power source. Okay. So let's get started. So what I'm going to do in this video, I'm going to open up this box so you can actually see the relay inside. See if I can show you a slightly better diagram as well. The other video I felt that I rushed that a little bit. So first thing first, we shall open the box up. Got a screwdriver. I've got 4 screws in the corner. This is a plastic jiffy box. I'll see if I can get the exact measurements because I cannot remember. To see if I can get you a better link. I got this one from JCar, but anyone's got a 3D printer, probably able to do your own, or any other type box. So you may want to put it in a different setup. I don't know what your setup would be, but I'll open the box up and then we'll have a look inside. Okay, let's see if I can remove the lid. Alright, so it looks a bit complicated with the wires, but there's not a lot of wires in there and it's actually pretty simple. So if I can find a better position to get on the camera, I'll do that in a moment, and then I'll see if I can explain how the wires work. So I'll just take it apart a bit more for now, hopefully so we can see. Just for now, if you can see the connections I got here, the earth, the neutral, and the live or the active or line, whatever you want to call it, wherever you are. I'll remove these wires first, just so I can get a better access to the coil. Okay, so I've removed the fascia cover with the Australian power outlet. That's what that looks like. That's what the connections look like on the back, and you can obviously see I've cut the holes out for the jiffy box. There's the screws coming through. I did try and cut them as short as possible. I might try and put a bit more protective coating or something over that because slight sharp edges, but I did make sure that they miss all the cables. Okay, so if I move these wires out of the way a moment, just to see if I give you a better view of the contactor. Now, the relay or the contactor in there is very hard to see. I don't want to remove it because it's glued in now, but I'll grab another one in a moment, which is just a different voltage. This is 240 volt, so across these 2 wires here is a coil. And then you got one connection here to the middle gateway, and then from the other side of the middle gateway there's another connection there, and the same on the other side. So I'll see if I can grab the other contactor just to explain the connections a little bit clearer. Okay, so this is a diagram, and in this diagram I've indicated in the circle that as if the mains power is coming in. So then what's happened is the relay or contactor, as I mentioned in the video, is energized by the coil. And when it's energized by the coil, it closes the gates between the 2 center connections and to the right. So indicated in the yellow at the top is the center connection to the right connected, and at the bottom the center connection to the right connected again. So therefore bridging the power through to the 2 center connections. So the top one being the live or active out, and the bottom one being the neutral or negative out. Okay, so now in this other diagram, we got the reverse. So there's no longer any power coming into the coil from the main power supply, which is indicated on the right by the arrow, and the two yellow indications where the arrow is there to the right hand side of the diagram is just pointing that the basically just trying to tell you that the coil is not energized. I did put in a no power from the main power source, so coil open, but really just meaning that the coil isn't energized. So now in this state the relay is in its normal closed state. So there it's connected the two center pins to the left. So at the left to the top, that's connected to the live backup power source coming from an inverter or whatever source it is, and to the bottom the same again. So and there it's the neutral coming in and bridging across to the center pin. So the center pin at the bottom again is the neutral or negative out to whatever you're powering, whatever you're plugging in to the main power outlet, and up the top is the live or active again going to the power outlet to power the device, which if you noted on that box I had the power outlet on there, which is your main power source for whatever device you're going to plug into the box. So this is basically how it's working. Also, just another quick mention that wasn't mentioned in the diagram is the earth from both sides is connected through and connected to the power outlet to ensure that there's a good earth on both sides. On the mains in, there's a earth connection, and on the backup, there's an earth connection. Okay, so here it is all put back together. Okay, so the wires are a bit of a mess around, so I can separate the wires just to keep it tidy. So this side is the side that I want to keep as a backup. On the camera here it's looking like it's back to front for some reason, but hopefully it will come out the right way when you're viewing it. And this side is the main connection. Now I have a lamp, a little I forgot what they call it. Not an LED, it's got an old halogen type lamp in there. I will plug that in to one of the sockets. And before I do, this is plugged into the mains. You can see that power point in the background on the end of the cable. Turn that on and you can see that works. Now what I'm going to do is this plug here I'm going to plug into the power point behind me. That's from the main power. And you may hear the click when I plug it in. That'll be the coil energizing. Yep, that click was the coil energizing. Now I'll unplug this lamp. Now, if I plug the lamp into any one of these, turn it back on, turn the switch on, we should have power. And of course, if I unplug that in the background, which I don't know if you can see, it all cuts off. So that's the main power side. Now, I've got a backup power supply. I'll see if I can get that in focus on the camera. I'll put it somewhere. Okay, now, so I'll just show you what's going on. I'm just holding the camera now, so it might be a bit shaky. So, the main power on this side is this cord here, going over to the power point on the wall. Excuse my place, a bit messy. Now, on the other side is the backup power supply, and in this case it's going to my inverter, which is on. That's showing green indication light is showing it's on, and there's power coming out. So at this stage power comes through here but stops at the relay and is not energized on here until the power on this side drops out, and then it will switch across. So I'll see if I can set the camera up, and to show that I'm going to unplug the main power, and I'm not sure if you'll see a flicker, but it will switch over. Alright, let's try it. So, I'm following the cable over here, don't know if you can see me, but I'm unplugging the cable now, and you may hear the relay click, I'm not sure. And I don't know if you saw that flicker, but there's the main power supply, and there's no back feed. I'll prove it, otherwise I'll be electrocuting myself. No back feed whatsoever, so it's completely isolated. Now, if I turn the inverter off and on, not sure if you can see my hand, but you may hear it beep. You'll see the lamp go on and off. This is on the backup feed now. That's off. Oh. That's back on. It's got a smooth start on now. Okay, just to prove it again, I don't know if I can line the camera up so you can see. Okay, so on the inverter here, if you can see that, I'm going to pull the plug out and it will go off. Plug it back in, and then it's back on. So that's basically how that works. So that's running off the backup power supply. Now if I plug this back in to the main power supply, you hear it click again. Maybe you didn't hear it click, but that's on the main power supply. So now, if I turn off the inverter, you might hear it beep again. Inverter's off. Unplug it. There's the plug from the inverter end. And again, I'm not electrocuting myself, no back feed. Completely isolated. So that's how it works. I hope that helps people if you want to make something like this yourself for automatic switchover. I've got it on a freezer, so if there's ever a power failure, because I live out in the country, it will keep the freezer going.